This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by Fallout 76. With Venom's success, what's next for the Spider-Verse? Despite so-so reviews, Venom has raked in $780 million at the global box office, meaning it's already made more money than every Fox X-Men film, including the record-breaking Deadpool, and in China, it's the third highest-grossing superhero film of all time, only trailing behind this year's Avengers Infinity War and 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron. So it's safe to say that Sony's MCU-adjacent film universe, called Sony's Universe of Marvel Characters, is off to a great start, and we can definitely expect to see a few more films starring the 900 Marvel characters that Sony can legally use. But what is that actually going to look like, and what is next for the Spider-Verse? Well, with Venom doing well at the box office and the film star Tom Hardy being under contract for 2 more Venom films, we're definitely going to be seeing some sequels. Spoiler warning for those who haven't seen the symbiotic webhead solo outing. But the mid-credit sequence of Venom gave us a first look at Woody Harrelson's Cletus Cassidy, who comic fans might remember as the serial killer host of the blood-red symbiote Carnage, which means the two will be facing off at some point in Eddie Brock's future. As for the other Spider-Man adjacent characters, well, a few days ago, Suicide Squad's Jared Leto posted a video to Twitter captioned, "And so it begins." That's how he would say it. You know that's how he moved when he was tweeting it. #Morbius, which was a video featuring Leto shaving off his epic beard for Sony's upcoming Morbius film. Morbius, the living vampire first introduced in The Amazing Spider-Man number 101 back in 1971, is one of the many anti-heroes in Spider-Man's rogues gallery of villains. He's a vampire created after a science experiment gone wrong, which makes him a great fit for Sony's dark but also silly cinematic universe. And though Jared Leto didn't win any fans over with his portrayal of the Joker in 2016's Suicide Squad, we think he would do well as one of Marvel's famous bloodsuckers. Though Morbius doesn't yet have a release date based on Leto's Twitter, it looks like it will start filming soon, and it will probably tie in with Venom in some way. And that's not the only Marvel film on Sony's docket. It was announced last August that the team-up film Silver and Black, featuring Spider-Verse characters Black Cat and Silver Sable, would instead be split into 2 solo films, giving those characters a smooth introduction into the SUMC. Now, these films are both pretty early in development, but if you're going to bring in 2 solid characters to flesh out Sony's Marvel Universe, Silver Sable and Black Cat are great choices. Now, there are also a few other SUMC films in development, featuring characters like Kraven the Hunter, Nightwatch, and Jackpot, which tells us that Sony is really going all in on creating a film universe starring all of Spider-Man's friends and enemies without actually using everyone's favorite wall crawler. Or maybe we're going to get Spider-Man in the SUMC after all. Next month's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse isn't canon in the SUMC, but it is going to introduce other characters that have held the Spider-Man title, including Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, and Silk, to a much broader audience. And if the film does well, we could see Sony bringing a non-Peter Parker Spider-Man into the SUMC. So with Venom's bonzo box office success giving the SUMC a strong, if unexpected, kickoff, what does this mean for Spidey and the Marvel Cinematic Universe? It's easy to forget that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is only on loan to the MCU, since he fits in so well with the tone and current storylines of the Feige-led Marvel Cinematic Universe. But the MCU's Peter Parker, as we've seen him so far, is still in fact the product of a special deal between Marvel and Sony. As a result of that deal, Tom Holland reportedly has 6 films on his Marvel contract, 3 solo films and 3 Marvel films. Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, Infinity War, Avengers 4, and Far From Home are the first 5. So after Far From Home comes out next June, the young Thomas has only 1 solo film left on his Marvel contract. Now, with Tom Holland potentially done with his Spidey contract in just a few years, and Sony seeing some early success building its own Marvel universe, we can think of a few ways things might go for our friendly neighborhood wall crawler. First, Marvel and Sony could just re-up a similar deal once Tom Holland's contract is up. Holland's portrayal of Peter Parker has been widely praised and loved, and arguably was one of the best things about Homecoming. Now, we could see Marvel Studios wanting to hang on to Peter Parker to have him be an essential member of the Avengers in the aftermath of Avengers 4, plus the deal has been lucrative for both parties, so why upset the apple cart? The second possibility is that Sony will take back Spidey. Once again, those incredible Venom numbers might give Sony a boost of confidence in the direction they're going in for laying out their own Spider-Verse. How could they not want to bring Spidey back to Sony after putting out a welcoming mat of successful Marvel not Marvel films? Of course, the success of Venom alone doesn't guarantee this would be the right move for Sony. They'd still have to pull off some major successes with their upcoming Marvel films with much lesser known characters like the aforementioned Morbius, Black Cat, and Jackpot. Or, if they're a success, one would say, jackpot! Yeah? Yeah? Pretty good? Pretty good for jet lag and sick?
I'll take it.
All right. A third option is that the Sony universe of Marvel characters and the MCU could connect their universes. This is definitely a long shot since Marvel basically revived the Spider-Man franchise in the MCU and is unlikely to want to let Peter Parker loose in the darker, untested grounds of the SUMC. But if Sony can keep hitting it out of the park with its Marvel films, then at least they'll be able to drive a hard bargain if the MCU wants to hold on to Peter Parker for a little while longer. But whatever ends up happening with Spider-Man and the Sony Marvel films, strap in because we're pretty much guaranteed to get a sequel to Venom, plus a bunch more films in the Sony universe of Marvel characters in the near future. But what do you folks think? Are you looking forward to Venom 2? Which obscure Spider-Man character would you like to see in the SUMC? We're hoping for Slide, a chemical engineer who used his non-stick coating to rob banks. His power was basically Teflon. Let's discuss. Listen, it's amazing when those eggs just slide right off. Let's not knock it too much. Thank you again to Fallout 76 for sponsoring today's episode. Happy Reclamation Day! The time has come to unseal the door to Vault 76. That's right, Fallout 76 is out today. Emerge from your vault to help rebuild America, set up your homestead using the camp platform to shelter away from monsters. Allied players can build together, or you can go it alone. Just watch out for unruly neighbors, cause every other human character is another player. Fallout 76 is out now, available on Xbox One and worldwide on all platforms.